Hello, the beginning of a new week, and somebody sent me a link to a YouTube video of a man called James O'Brien, who's do I call him a DJ for LBC Radio? He behaves like a sort of investigative journalist. Anyway, he was interviewing a man called Alex Bourne. Now, Alex Bourne was the pub landlord who was embroiled in the saga of Matt Hancock, and Matt Hancock apparently engaged the pub landlord to produce PPE, and the idea is that Matt Hancock was using a buddy and unfair advantage and all this sort of stuff. Alex Bourne rang this program and puts forward a very interesting case that indeed he competed perfectly reasonably and that he simply wanted to do his bit. And during the interview or during the phone-in, it's established that although the contract was worth 40 million, he had said at the outset that he didn't want to make his money from this, that he was doing this simply as a gesture towards the national good. And indeed, he says that he made zero profit out of the contract. Yes, he didn't have a background in producing PPE. He had a background in producing plastic cups and pizza boxes, and also ran a pub. He says that the running a pub has been something that's been flagged up by the media as a sort of snobby thing. All of this seems perfectly reasonable. What was so extraordinary was the aggression of the interviewer. In fact, I've never heard anything quite so aggressive. Well, maybe I have. I think Jeremy Paxman set in motion this way of doing interviews, of not allowing the person who's being interviewed to tell their story clearly, of constantly talking over them, of giving the impression that they know, and the person with the information, the person who's being interviewed, is a minor character in this drama. The minor character is the interviewer. The major character is the person with the information. And the point at which interviewers and journalists become barristers or pseudo-barristers is worrying. If they want to practice law, then really they should go and learn it and appear in a court. This idea that a journalist should be attacking the interviewer, this seems very, very nasty. And this was a very, very good example of that particular pernicious behaviour. I think what we need in media, what we need in journalism, what we need in television, even YouTube interviewing, is a little kindness and a little time. We need to allow people to say what they've got to say and then maybe comment. And a good interviewer will wait and then ask the appropriate question. But talking over somebody, this isn't good, and it gives such a bad example to the rest of the world. We shouldn't be talking over each other. We really shouldn't.